audio clips and out.
We're back here again. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever the fuck it is where you live. We're here now. Please like the stream. Please use the link pinned in the chat to help with the ghoul. We got Cousin Matt.
Up, everybody.
You can let me know if you like him better than Shabisky. We'll see how many times he randomly leaves.
Probably less than Shabisky.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you know, it's weird because Shabisky's been doing it for so long, but he never improves. Like, he still always does the, like, he's muted and he talks. I don't know how this happens. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's funny, too, because I've already had my microphone muted during the stream already and still managed to unmute it so that people could hear what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a common occurrence with him.
It happens.
Yeah.
It was an accident. I'm sure.
Oh, it was an accident. That excuses everything. Saying it was an accident. You realize, like, if you get charged with something and you go to court and you say, Your Honor, it was an accident, he'll be like, in that case, not guilty. That's all you have to do. That excuses everything. It's so clever. Why didn't I come up with that?
Why didn't you say so? Why did you even come in here? Like, if it was an accident, you should have just stayed home.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Trubisky's whole life was an accident. It's all right, though.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So we're going to watch more of the Chris Chan documentary series. Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History. We're on part 34 now, which is crazy.
Jesus. Out of like 85 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He's going to start putting out new ones. I don't know if he already dropped the newer one, but we're going to get there. We're almost halfway there, so.
Almost.
All right, here it is.
We're getting there.
What is...
All right, here we go.
Part XXXIV.
Yeah, you know, I can read Roman numerals because I went to Catholic school and they made us learn it. So X is 30, I is 1, V is 5. If a lower number goes before a higher number, you subtract that from the higher number. So
on Thanksgiving.
I can read it too because I have that comprehension ability. I wasn't taught it in Catholic school. But
yeah. I actually got tested on it, which is crazy. Yeah.
2010.
You can probably read
after writing to Christian several strongly worded emails criticizing him, Jackie sent him a short, simple greeting asking about how he spent his holiday. He wrote back, saying that he had a pleasant Thanksgiving, and that he disapproved of her way of telling the truth, which hurt him, stating that she was exceeding his hurtful truth level. In response, Jackie sent a lengthy email rebutting his claims of not being egotistical and selfish, and complained about his negative opinions concerning socializing over the internet, when he made no effort in making friends in real life. You've just written a large email telling me that you basically want to forget about me, because email is inconvenient, and because I don't kiss your ass enough. Once again, sterling display of reciprocity you show there, Chris. Everyone is supposed to be...
Chris Chan is a fucking insane narcissist. Yes, yeah. It's crazy. Earlier, when we were watching some of the older videos of Christmas time at the Chandler house, fucking Chris Chan was giving gifts to his elderly... I mean, his dad was elderly at the time. His mom was like middle-aged at the time. Mm-hmm. In Chris's like early 20s, he was giving them gifts that he actually just wanted for him and knew they would just like let him use. That is crazy. That is crazy levels of narcissism.
It's narcissism, but it's also something that like a narcissistic child would do, you know, like it's not necessarily like an adult who comprehends everything in the social.
And by the way, where the fuck do we think he got the money to even buy the gifts?
That's right. Yeah.
His mom and dad were giving him money to buy them a Christmas gift, and he just bought shit for himself.
Amazing.
It's so crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy.
Oh well, you don't want to play this Sonic game. I'll play that for you.
All the toys in his bedroom too. At like, he was like, I think like 23 or something in the early days of like people recognizing him and those pictures of his bedroom. And it's like when I was 23, I was already living like on my own outside of my parents' house. And I hardly had a pot to piss in. So I didn't have like a room full of cool stuff. But it wouldn't have been Legos either way. It wouldn't have been fucking Legos and toy, maybe video games, but not Legos at that point. You know? So
yeah, I think I was probably sharing like a 1-bedroom apartment with like my brother and my friend and his girlfriend, and we were all like trying to scrape by and pay rent and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice and sympathetic to you, but you don't care what others think or feel or need. So anyway, if you want to go your whole life without having to face the truth about yourself, that's fine. Just accept that you won't be respected as an adult and that you won't be getting a girlfriend or sex, ever. After this sour exchange, there was a 2-week gap in communications between Chris and Jackie, until December 7th,
That
which
is
wrote a brief
such
email
a
asking
classic photo.
how he was getting along,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
whether
is he
he had
trying to
made
look like
any
a clown
progress
there?
in
Yeah,
socializing in
that's
real life,
just
or if he
his
was still
nature.
sitting at home playing video games.
And
all day.
I hate, it stresses me out talking about Chris Chan because it's like they've like switched their persona and gender and everything so many times that it's like I feel like I'm under pressure to call Chris Chan a she now. But Chris Chan is multiple genders. I try to do they, but if we're talking about Chris Chan in 2010, Chris Chan was a he then. You know, and I hate just like getting lost in the weeds on this shit because Chris Chan is a special case. Like, I wouldn't, if I met Chris Chan and Chris Chan was like, call me a she, I'd be like, all right, you know, but to me, like, Chris Chan doesn't even know what they are. Chris Chan doesn't even have a real identity. They've borrowed identities from works of fiction that they're a fan of and like incorporated that into their personality. They don't even really have a real original personality of their own, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
Seems about right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the tisms causing that or if it's something else. I really don't know.
Hey, Chris sent her a reply within 20 minutes. Hey, Jackie.
And I don't mean causing Chris Chan to be transgender. I'm talking about how they have like this very limited original personality and they try to mimic like the personalities of fictional characters that they've seen. I don't know what it is.
I wonder.
I'm not making.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just like the isolation that he had growing up, you know, like having parents that probably didn't have him socializing much before he was in school, I would imagine.
Yeah, Chris Chan, the media that Chris Chan experienced during their childhood was all shit from like the 50s and 60s that his mom and dad had on like VHS when they were a kid. Seriously.
And you've got to imagine that like that means that there were no other kids around to influence him because he would have known about like, you know, other kids are like, oh, I like this and this and this. And then he, you know, would have had the chance to experience it. I would imagine.
Chris Chan has half siblings on both his mom and dad's side and hardly had any relationship with any of them because they were like estranged from both of his parents. And the one that he kind of had a relationship with, like was his brother on his mom's side. He had an older brother on his mom's side. I saw the
email.
And he hated
Bob,
yes, hated him. And strangely enough, Cole is his name. Cole Smithy, Chris Chan's older half brother on his mom's side, had a kind of successful YouTube channel like 15 years ago, reviewing movies and shit. It's still up too. There were some videos he got like millions of views on back in the day.
I wonder, first of all, like, why was he not there when his mother started going senile? And secondly, like,
he's lived in California for years. I think he found his way out there after Bob, and you know, because Chris Chan's mom was kind of old to be having a kid, and his dad was way too old.
Get a tiger slam.
Thank you, Tiger Slam. Tiger Driver. There was a lot of times I was sitting up behind the ring in these, but I'm not in this one. I would sit like front row, like right, like, because there was a stage in this venue. It was the best seats to see a wrestling match because you're like even with the mat, like you're sitting at the same level the wrestlers in the ring are standing, but you're up on stage. It was pretty cool. Anyway, but yeah, his brother Cole Smithy, like, they told a story in this documentary about how they went to visit Cole for his birthday or something some year, like they went to California and visited him. But he only saw him a few times in his entire life.
Huh.
But they would email back and forth. But obviously, there was some. I feel like Cole didn't necessarily resent Chris because it wasn't his fault that he hated his dad. But he still kind of, there was probably like a level of resentment because it's like, you're the culmination of my mother getting together with this piece of shit, basically. Right. So, and you know what? I always kind of had, I knew Bob, it was irresponsible of Bob to have a kid in his 60s and be like 80 Jesus. And incapable of being a parent when the kid hit his 20s. But I was always like, some kids are just, I've known people that had a kid and they were kind of a good parent, but their kid was just a fucking nightmare. Like, I've seen that happen before. But we watched one of the prank calls earlier where they pranked their house with like a soundboard of a black woman. And Bob just like immediately said some racist shit to it. Thinking, because he could hear that it was like the voice of a black woman. And I'm like, oh, Bob was kind of like a nasty racist. I mean, Bob was the same age as my grandfather. You know what I mean? Like during that, like probably born around the same time, you know? And I never heard my grandfather like call a black person the N-word, but he definitely used like the old timey speak. Like he called them like colored people and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I heard my grandpa say some pretty racist shit. So
I never heard him like outright say racist shit, but he would use a term that was definitely outdated. But during his era, that was like an acceptable term. It's funny that we call them people of color now, which is basically the same thing, and that's acceptable. I do think that's weird how we just like, we're like, well, this is racist, so we'll just like juggle the words around, and now it's not racist anymore. It's like, isn't it kind of still the same thing?
Yeah, not to make any excuse for it, because it definitely comes off as othering, but like, I think that the people who want to be like correct or whatever, they're like, oh well, people of color includes everyone who isn't white, and whereas saying colored people is only towards black people or something like that. Like, I imagine that. I don't know if that's true,
but that could. I mean, obviously, they used to say it in the racist days back in the day. I wish if they're just gonna kill that term, they should just get rid of like calling them color. You know what I mean? Like, they should figure out like, because it's lazy to be like, well, that's racist, so we'll juggle the words around. Now it's not racist anymore. I think that's dumb, me personally.
Yeah,
but I digress. Tubes.
Much progress in making new friends,
not trying to get
but
on
I have been going out
relations rant here.
Yeah.
more. I'm still frozen and clammed up in mass public. And for your information,
well, I'm just saying, I agree. I can see why it's offensive. So, like, why just use the same words in a different order? I don't know.
I said socializing on the internet was bad, not the whole internet in general. Yet while I do sometimes play on PS Home, a social gaming network, I still am frozen in that public setting with my avatar, and I mainly focus on the single player exploring and play. How are things with you and Lars? Stay safe and well. Christian. Jackie informed him that Lars was still in addiction counseling.
The one that blew my mind the most was the Chris Chan troll that knew him in real life, and they would hang out in real life, and he like catfished Chris as Vanessa Hudgens, you know, the attractive actress, and convinced Chris he was talking to Vanessa Hudgens, but it was really him the whole time. And this dude would trick Chris into like buying him dinner and stuff like that. OMG,
it's my favorite YouTuber. Ben, how did you get Shani's boyfriend on your stream? I thought I got connections. On cleaning duty.
Yeah. He's paying Shani a whole day's wage to let me be here.
Yeah, it's true.
Dude, I sent you that email. I could not believe. I won't go too far into it, but I could not believe what that guy wanted to come on. I'm
not going to pay G-Man $50.
I'm not going to pay G-Man $50.
I don't pay lol cows. Now, I did make the offer to pay Rev before, but everyone that had a brain knew I was literally just testing to see if he would defy Shani. I would have. It wasn't even my money, too. By the way, other people like crowdfunded it, and I said I'll give $10 or $20. I don't remember. I said like $10 or $20. And,
I was the one that started.
But
I said that I would throw in $100.
I knew he wouldn't do it. And then he ended up doing it later for free. See, it pays. It pays to just like, I was literally just testing to see if he would have done it, I would have made good on the offer, but I didn't think he would do it. And I was just testing to see if he would defy Shani's orders. So
yeah, Shani told him no anyway, so it didn't matter. But yeah, G-Man, I emailed G-Man and I was like, hey man, I'll be on, because he was actually talking to me for a while. We were having a back and forth conversation, and he was on his channel talking about like how funny he thinks it is to like send people gibberish when they say like racist stuff towards him or something. And then he sent me like, because I asked him, I go, how does it feel to be irrelevant now that your cows have moved on? And he sent me one of his gibberish emails, and I was like, look, man, you're a clown. Like, this doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look stupid. If you want to like, I'll be on Drunken Peasants in like, an hour or whatever. If you want to like come say this to my face, and he's like, I'll come on for $50 and destroy you. And I said, no, buddy, listen, first off, I'm not inviting you on the show. Like I wouldn't invite you on someone else's show to come up on panel. That's not how I operate. I was like, you could come into the chat, but like, I'm never going to pay you. Like, it's funny that he's hard up for money, that he's asking people for $50 to come on their channel when he's like, I don't need money. I've got my own money.
I think he's listening to Ashley a little too much. I think Ashley is like the toxic. Yeah. Yes.
She's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
Doing well, and suggested that Chris should return to the social media site Facebook to socialize by joining a group, since it was apparently near impossible for trolls to bother him there. After this correspondence was another break in emails until Jackie wrote to him again on December 19th, asking about his current situation. After not getting a reply, she sent him 2 emails a couple of days later, sarcastically implying that she thought that he was too busy socializing to respond to her. She then sent him a link to the online dating website We Waited, which catered to virgins who sought other virgins.
Oh, wow.
Since the site had a very strict identity confirmation process, Jackie said that there would be no way for trolls to set up a fake account on it. The following day, Chris finally replied, stating that he still had trouble socializing in real life. In addition, he told her that his avatar on PlayStation Home was being followed by trolls. He added that for Christmas, he wished that both the Quickie and Encyclopedia Dramatica completely disappear, so then he wouldn't be portrayed as a monster anymore. Christmas of 2010 came and went without anything of note occurring. By the start of January 2011, organized trolling efforts had all ceased.
Oh my god.
However, trolls continued to observe and record Christian's video game spending and playing habits via his online gaming profiles, noting that he spent a considerable amount of time playing DC Universe Online and Little Big Planet 2. Also during the first month of the year, Chris planned to attend the music and gaming festival MagFest in Alexandria, Virginia, and meet up with someone who was possibly named Rebecca, an online gal pal portrayed by the same troll who had previously played the parts of Emily and Kim Wilson. On January 15th, he wrote a lengthy email to her, letting her know that he had to cancel his plans because he was pressured to do so by his parents. Yesterday, in a final, childish attempt,
G-Man has a 10-year-old YouTube video with a lot of views. He is living up his revenue to this day. He doesn't need your measly pittance.
Then why is he asking for it?
Does he have the password to that channel? Does he actually control it? I'm wondering. Or
I
does
think
he just
so.
like go back to it and okay.
I think he still uses it, but he's using the other, like he tries to keep his like ministry separate from his drama channels. And yeah, the old one, it's a lot. He does some of his older videos have like a good amount of views. You know, many of it was like old Drunken Peasants reviews, and then people went to his channel to see them. And then like he did the Black Hebrew Israelites videos, and those blew up back in the day, you know, like 13 plus years ago. So
he kept telling me that if he wanted to be relevant, he could just go do that. I was like, okay, man.
Nobody gives a shit about that stuff anymore. Like
deaf and no eye contact, which wrecked a family outing to country cooking that afternoon. After getting back home, she came up to my room and in an angry, sad tone told me sarcastically, "Go on your trip, but at least take 2 blankets with you to keep warm." Then she left crying. Then my father came in a few minutes later, telling me of us 3 bang a hole and what would happen if one leaves, and informed me that due to the crap on the internet against and about me from the trolls and what I uploaded, as well as my real events between PVCC, the mall, the cops, and all that shit, plus being psychologically matched to the high school and college dropout who shot the people in Arizona, and the great number of people locally and worldwide who hate and loathe me. Legally, I am a sitting duck. And he told me of Mom saying she was going to pack up and leave the house. Then I ran downstairs, finding her on the couch. She was so miserable and sad. She talked of wanting to die.
Whoa.
"You don't even have to change my clothes. You can just bury me in what I have on." I was so sad and crying and
That
so
is some
sorry for
guilt
the way I
shit.
misbehaved. We hugged and made up a bit. Then I went back upstairs and told Dad she was lying on the couch. Then I opened my DSI's notebook app and drew up a 3-circle pyramid diagram of me, Mom, and Dad, analyzing all 3 aspects, and I felt more sad. I saved the app, turned the handheld off, turned off the TV, grabbed my quilt, wrapping it around my head, and I sat up to my scrunched sleep position on the couch. But I did not go to sleep. I cred and cried some more,
Cred and
which
cried.
led me to move to my bed.
I love how
Cred.
he literally reads out the misspellings and stuff.
Yeah,
and then he
with quilt.
talks louder when it's in all caps.
on
It's
my
great.
head. I laid face down into my pillows and cried a lot more. I felt very miserable and realizing that at this point my only reason for being was to keep this falling apart family together. And even worse, I lied to you in the email I sent to you post-father and pre-notebook writing. I called up Rocky and talked to her about the situation because I needed someone to talk to immediately, pre-quilt. I felt worse than shit. A few minutes later, Mom calls me on my cell to check on me. I tell her how miserable I was. She came upstairs. I was on the bed, in fetus position, with quilt on my head. I did not feel like showing my face. She sat by my side, rubbed my back with one hand in comforting attempt, confiding in me moments of similar events that happened to her. I eventually sat up with her, and we shared a good, long cry with tissues. Then we went up to Walmart for groceries at about 8 after finishing our cry and recovering. Points are, my family and I do not have any friends and outside family to depend on. Mom and Dad's relatives gave us constant cold shoulders, thinking they're royalty, when really they're no better off. And any friends were either dead, left behind in Midlothian, or alive and giving us cold shoulders too. They will never feel at ease with me going anywhere more distance away than Charlottesville or Ruckersville, not unless they actually know and have met in person any people of my acquaintance, including you. I am very sorry, and at the Destinaton, unless they are sure it is okay and safe for me to be around or stay at, I'm still a legally sitting duck, troll setup paranoid and such. And also, Mom treated me to half payment of a copy of DC Universe Online to make up for not allowing me to go. Even after that, I still feel low as shit. I am so sorry to you for lying to you about the recent sickness and making destined to fail promises. But family does come first, and it does say in the commandments and Bible to honor thy mother and father, and I must further insist on you and my parents
Sure
meeting
does.
in person and talking in good faith and confidence. After this email, Chris withdrew himself even more and failed to pick up incoming phone calls from supposed gal pals, out of shame and also out of fear of talking to possible trolls. On January 23rd, he wrote an email to another gal pal
Did
who
you
was
see what his
portrayed by the
t-shirt
same
said?
troll.
No, I didn't.
It said mount and do me.
I missed that. Oh my
Oh, damn
god.
it. It's
Apologizing for not talking with her over the phone. He explained that he was still feeling miserable over his scrapped travel plans and was falling asleep and waking up very early. He added that he recently volunteered at his church, which was at the time providing accommodation to the homeless as part of the Paysum seasonal homeless shelter program. He loaned out his Sega Dreamcast game console for the evening so that the homeless could play it. He also helped serve food to them. Chris told the gal pal that he would have volunteered again the following day, but couldn't bring himself to go there again due to his depression and extensive gameplay of Little Big Planet 2. He noted that the game was encouraging him to think creatively again, coming up with new storyline ideas for his Sonic 2 characters in the form of playable levels in the game. Nevertheless, he remained doubtful of being worthy of talking with her over the phone for the time being. In early February, Chris got a urinary
So Bob was 55 when Chris was born and Barb was 41.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Tract infection, causing him many restless nights. During this time, he treated himself with antibiotics prescribed by his doctor while being forced to stay at home. He mentioned in an email that his mother was quite helpful to him, who on at least one occasion brought him cartons of orange juice and chocolate soy milk to make him feel better. When he felt healthier, Chris continued to work on his Little Big Planet levels.
Yeah, by the way, the whole Mount and Do Me t-shirt sounds like a shirt you buy at Spencer's. Like, there's a lot of shirts like that at Spencer's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a shirt there several months ago, the last time I went to the mall, and I went in there and I was looking, and there was one that said, "My bitch got autism." And I'm like, wow, that's the shirt you can get your ass kicked if you, like, under certain circumstances. Not a good...
Yeah, I've seen shirts when I've been on tour where I'm like, wow, there are parts of the country that you cannot wear that in.
Well, I mean, like, if you have a girlfriend, she might kick your ass if you wear a shirt that says that. You know what I mean?
Have you seen the motorcycle t-shirt that says, if you can read this, the bitch fell off?
Yes.
Included a series of movie-like animation levels talking about his life and autism, for which he would provide a narration track. On February 9th, he completed his animation showcasing his collector's case
I'll be right
system
back.
on Little Big Planet 2.
Hello, and welcome to the tutorial of the collector's case in Little Big Planet, originally created by Christian Weston Chandler. I'm your host, Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, and today we are going to tour the collector's case, which was originally created in Little Big Planet and now being revamped in Little Big Planet 2. If you recall the arcade level in Little Big Planet 2, which is the first level in the final zone of the game, you will notice the arcade machine.
God, how much time does he spend on this shit?
A little bit, you would unlock a prize, which is dropped from the top of the machine. That's essentially called a drawer system. And I use that technology similarly here in the Little Big Planet 2 version of the collector's case. Okay, before we go up, we'll talk about the individual parts. Dissolve shelves. Put your number of bowls behind these, and you can drop them down all at once. You can either put the bowls in up top,
Like, he is
or remove
creative, and he puts a lot of time into this. Like, imagine if he would have gotten a job as, like, an actual animator or something.
One bubble for each square. And the shelves here made up with a thin layer on the front, a thin layer on the back, and an inner-outward switch, which is obvious right there. Check your tutorial on that. Okay, so we are in the boxes. Yep, we gotta go look at the boxes. Yep, press button. Any button?
He would have had to improve his art.
There's a key.
Well, I mean, maybe if he was a computer animator, I don't
Anything you
know.
want? It's your box. Putting your box together.
He thought his style
Hold
was
right
perfected.
in, swing around, collect the bubbles.
To some people,
Bubbles all down.
right? Some people are all about that Chris Chan style.
Make them drop them as you go. So anyway, that's essentially it
It
for
is
the,
iconic. Ironically iconic.
So yeah. You can also back these up onto your hard drive or remove from the internet. Do what you want. Yay! Everybody have a safe day! Enjoy yourselves and the collector's cases I put together for you. Yay!
Ugh. And now what am I doing with my life?
On February 13th, Christian finished his 6-part so-called Autism tutorial, a selection of animation-based levels in Little Big Planet 2, in which he talks about autism and his personal experiences with the condition.
Hello, ladies
The
and
autism
gentlemen.
tutorial.
My name
Yes.
is Christian Weston Chandler, alias Christopher, and I am autistic.
Those medallions are produced by a
I'm
team now.
functionally autistic.
Mm,
In this animation,
Functionally.
with Wikipedia facts and book diagrams, and in my own words and opinions, we will look into autism, what it is, possible causes, and treatments and cures, and how we autistics should be treated and
did he get his cure from
respected
Alex Jones?
in real-life social situations. First, autism. What is it? In a nutshell, it is a malfunction in the neural development that impairs social interactions, communication, and restricted or repetitive behaviors. But facts also state that autism occurs pre-birth, sadly, in mutated genetics within the chromosomes, which can happen when a pregnant mother smokes, binges, takes drugs, or certain meds.
What are you saying about your mother, Chris?
And other
that's what I was wondering.
or real environmental factors, such as car exhaust. Ladies, get off the drugs now.
Ladies, get off the drugs now.
Another factor lies in
Oh,
man.
Yeah, another factor lies in the father's age upon child conception.
The mother's age is not a factor here. I don't know about that, Christian.
I mean, he had a pretty old dad.
the father's age upon child conception.
I mean,
the mother's age is not
a woman having a kid in her 40s is not the norm either.
No.
Like, let's not pretend that like Barb was a spring chicken when she had Chris. Like,
no.
She was at the very end of the like childbirthing ability here.
Right.
Like, women in their 40s don't typically have kids that often. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, it does, but the more that you get, my understanding of it is like past 30 or like somewhere in the early 30s, like the risk factors increase exponentially every year or something like that.
I see.
I don't know.
Dudes, have your children before like 40 or 50. Common symptoms of autism include and should be observed to notice little to no eye contact, malcommunication with delayed babbling, unusual gestures, low responsiveness. Try calling their name. In that young age, they seldom respond if they have autism, as well as unsynced atypical vocal patterns. They also will have lack of intuition of other people, lack of attention to social stimuli, and little to no smiling.
Get off the drugs.
Get that
I am working on
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it. You go get that goddamn stuff off.
Look how much taller Christian was than his dad.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Get that goddamn stuff off of there and fast. I'm working on it. You go get that goddamn stuff off of there and fast. I'm working.
Dude, I've been watching the Netflix Hulk Hogan documentary, and there's a part where like they show him with his parents when he was like in the early 80s when he was fucking huge, and his parents are there, and he's like a foot taller than both of his parents. There was some like recessive height gene that he got that his parents did not have. Like, his mom and his dad were kind of close to the same height. Maybe his dad's slightly taller. And Hulk Hogan was fucking gigantic, like, in height and size, like, in 1983 or whatever. It was just crazy. Just something I noticed. I'm like, where did the height come from?
They blame mercury and MMR vaccines, but it was removed from all vaccines in early 2000, and yet the autism rate still grew over the decade.
There you go. At least even Christian's smart enough to realize that the tisms is not caused by vaccines.
Or Tylenol.
Right. Trump's stupid because we know full well he's taken Tylenol. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's just funny that he'll do that. Pregnant. Someone gave him like marching orders or something. Like, he didn't come up with that on his own. Someone was like, "Yeah, this is what
he
you
doesn't.
do."
He doesn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
He's a controlled puppet like anyone else. This war should basically like tell anybody who was in doubt of that. Like,
Going back to what you can do for your autistic child, you can do a number of things, but of course the most important thing is to positively, emotionally encourage them. And try and give them hugs anyway, even if they don't want it. They will feel the love eventually, because I know I have. My mom never stopped hugging me. You can, and of course,
Maybe your dad
there's
should
also
have
therapy, psychiatry, and special autism places.
Well, there's a chance Chris hugged his mom a little too long, if you know what I mean.
yep, I do know what you
I highly
mean.
encourage mainstreaming them, letting them be letting them try to fit in with the normal places, like high school and middle school. I fit in perfectly after I so did.
Sure you did, buddy.
Never ever send them to a mental institution. It's just wrong. It's a dark, evil place.
Chris Chan did go to a mental institution while they were in jail. They were transferred.
Yeah.
I was almost forced into there once, but my parents would not have it.
He even changed the music. Like that's
it made it
Back in
sinister.
my teenage years at Manchester High School of Midlothian, Virginia, I really felt emotionally rich because I had a great number of friends. The closest and majority of were some sweet girls.
Hey, Mr. Foxhard.
My circle of gal pals was the best asset and blessing anyone could ever ask for. They understood me, and I understood them. We appreciate each other. We hung out, conversed, and hung out within our classes. It was the best of times. Pretty much. And I even had a high school sweetheart like most would. And the quality throughout was great. And would be most appreciated by any person, autistic or not.
Who was his high school sweetheart?
He didn't have one.
About my high school years, of which I can only complain about, were two things, and I did not realize these till after I graduated.
He had for some reason, a lot of the like popular girls in high school all like hung out with him. He called them his gal pals, and it's up in the air whether or not Bob was paying them to hang out with him. But he never had like a romantic relationship with any of them.
Right.
I actually wanted to realize mid-graduation, but after graduation, I realized that I was naive on the subject of dating throughout high school. The mandatory sexual education class is good for after date number 3 and so, but how do we even get to date number 1? That's my question. I really would appreciate the mandatory dating.
He's like, oh, date number 3 is a breeze. How do I get to 1?
Education class.
He had this weird belief that like date number 3 is when you get laid. It must happen on date number 3.
Maybe.
I don't understand.
Sexual
like
education. Also, abstinence is a
hopefully
joke.
It happens on date number 3
The
as
virgin
well.
breaker needs to happen before adulthood arrives. Because being an adult virgin
Christina
sucks.
was his girlfriend.
Even for us autistics and mentally challenged. And the second thing about my high school years that I would complain about is my high school graduation ceremony. It was a very depressing day. It was raining, it was dark, it was dreary. Anyway, I went up and got my diploma, and I did not shake anybody's hand. I mean, there were important people there. I did not shake anybody's hands. I just grabbed my diploma, cried, and ran off the stage.
Yeah, that was his graduation. And that song that I played during the intro and sometimes on the breaks and everything, when the part where he's at graduation, he has like a big frown on his face in it.
Oh,
it's kind of yeah. For whatever reason, high school went well for Chris Chan, at least in his own like memory.
And he didn't want it to end.
Yep. And then he
gotcha. That makes sense.
Well, see, what happened with Chris was like in Ruckersville, his hometown, he got like kicked out of school, and they were like, we have to send him to a special school. He can't go to like a normal school. And his parents, instead of just accepting that, like his dad got an apartment in another town, and they lived there so he could go to school there. Like they still kept their house in Ruckersville, but they like moved. Bob and Chris moved to this other town so Chris could go to a normal high school for 4 years. And for whatever reason, it worked there. And then when he came back, he went to community college, and that's when the whole like Love Quest signs and everything happened.
Man, I like, so part of me is like, that's really cool that you're willing to do that for your kid, you know, to like try to make sure that they have a normal childhood and whatnot. But at the same time, like, you're part of the reason why your kid doesn't have a normal childhood. So like, And is this making it better? Is this making it worse?
There's a good chance that it would have helped Chris Chan's development had they gone to a special school to help them give them the skills to function with their autism, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I would think, I'm no expert on it, but I would think going to a school like that would be beneficial. I don't know. I don't know the details.
Went to a back room, set a table for myself for a little while. Then my best gal pal, Tiff, met up with me, and she made me feel a little better. We would love to see her again, at least hang out for a little while.
I'll be yelling at clouds later, don't worry.
My high school years were the best and most emotionally encouraging for me. But after graduation in 2000 and moving back to Lane Ruckersville, it was all downhill for me. My adult years suck, and I'm soon to turn 29.
Oh, man.
I left my heart back at Manchester High in Midlothian. I also graduated.
Now Chris Chan is 44.
Piedmont, Virginia Community College with a degree in computer aided drafting and design. But that graduation went better for me because I did not have many friends back there.
Chris Chan has a computer-aided drafting
Merrily Walsh just
design degree.
Me.
If they were smart, they'd get into 3D printing. And we were looking at something you can buy, the licensing for 3D prints so that you can sell them online and stuff like that. Or, I mean, if you were good enough at it, because that's the one part of it that I suck at is trying to make my own 3D print objects to print. I always have to find other people's. But man, that's a skill that is actually there were uses for it, obviously, but now with how much 3D printing and home manufacturing has taken off, that's a degree that's incredibly useful right now.
Made apparent that it was illegal to find true love in the state of Virginia, and that Virginia was a state for virgins.
It's in the name. It's in the name. Ohio is for lovers. Virginia is for virgins.
Off of me. Even after I have.
No, well, there was a band from Ohio actually, Hawthorne Heights, and they had a song called "Ohio is for Lovers," in the early 2000s. In the aughts, I guess they call that the aughts now for some reason.
Yeah.
Apologize to her for portraying her the way I did in my books. She would not accept my apology, and she banned me.
Cousin Matt, I think that you and Chris would make great friends. You could read comics and talk about boobies in your treehouse. Who says people in their 40s can't have a treehouse? You know what I am saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Treehouse is straight fucking rock. I'd rock a treehouse if I could.
Yeah. It's
building permits for that.
It's getting warmer out here. It's almost time to ride scooters at the beach again. I do that once a year.
Yeah.
I do that once a year.
Let's do it, man.
Scooters at the beach.
Did it on my birthday last year.
Yep.
From the grounds of Piedmont, Virginia Community College. That's one hell of a thank you for an apology, or an apology accepted. Obviously, she did not accept my apology. I hope she gets fired. Period.
Chris Chan will hold a grudge for life.
In Charlottesville, burned to the ground, along with Michael Snyder.
Oh, yeah. He hated the gameplays because they banned him from it for being a weirdo. So
the manager there or something, yeah.
He was the owner eventually. I don't know if he was at first, but he ended up owning it.
And that's all my ranting for right now.
That's where he would go to play. That's where he would go to play Pokemon cards and shit, and he got banned. So he was pissed.
Expensive mall of downtown Charlottesville houses a number of small businesses, as well as the show-stopping Pavilion tent and the Paramount Theater.
Is this also in the game?
The Fashion Square Shopping Center should both be social.
I don't even know what game this
watering
is.
Holes, but for me, sadly, they are not. Anywhere herein, even including the bars and events like Fridays after 5, nobody will even look or say hello to me.
Little Big Planet? Okay, never played
Of course, the internet reputation I have against me,
It's the game of life, boys.
sadly, thanks to those gross people that have taken my information and strewed it around
Strewed it?
in their
That was you, buddy.
misconceptions of weirdness, twisting everything. I've already gone into how bad that has affected me and how emotionally scarred I have been. Back to social life, the autism increases my shyness, so I hardly have even...
Do they call the early 2000s the aughts because of all the tism that came out of that decade?
Because so many people were taking Tylenol while they were pregnant.
Is that where the term aughts comes from? Yeah.
basic instinct to just say hello to anyone, or even open up so easily with trust. Allow me to make it perfectly clear about who I am so that I am not misunderstood erroneously with the internet that's against me.
What is this like jazz in the background? Is that the
My
music
name
from the
is
game?
Christian Weston Chandler,
I think so.
high-functioning autistic artist. I am kind, caring, empathetic, emotional, a good friend, a loyal friend, cautious and wary, trustworthy, mostly honest. I do not like to lie. I would only lie.
There were plenty of times where you either should have lied or said nothing, because the truth was worse than a lie.
Yeah, just omit the information sometimes, man.
Yes.
Protect the other person's
The
feelings.
whole thing where you said you admitted to like drinking your own sperm, like that's something where you could have like either not said that or lied and said, I don't do that. Sometimes lies are better than telling the truth.
He recycles, Ben. He recycles. He was trying to be efficient.
Oh, God. When I just gagged there, that was legitimate. I was not faking it. And my spine like cracked from like between my shoulder blades all the way up to the top of my neck. It was awful. Sucks getting old.
Have care and respect. I am not a monster. I am a caring, emotional, feeling, heterosexual human being. And I should be treated equally and respected as such. At least I do have one friend who cares about me around here. Unfortunately, she refuses to go beyond just friends, but I care about her just the same anyway. Because that's the kind of guy I am.
Oh, you're such a good guy. You're like the
Chris's
beast.
friend Mick shows up to inform him that she has a friend that she would like to introduce to him. The subtitles depict their conversation.
El Cono! This is weird.
In the next part, Mick introduces Christian to Nanette, who is described by him as a pretty woman.
Now understand, this is what I'm talking about for
I don't know.
autistic people. We are too shy by default, but on earning our trust, or if we feel
Chris is like less than a year younger than me. And I just like at the age he's at here, which I'm guessing is like 26. Oh, no. Didn't he say he was
He said 29.
29. Yeah. When I was 29, I was not playing games like this. You know, and I had a job too, you know, like.
I might have been playing games like this with my 8-year-old son.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I've never had kids, so. But. Yeah, to me, it's like I had an apartment and my own car and a job and a girlfriend and stuff when I was 29, I was not playing games like this. I don't know.
Comfortable or like the other person on our individual instincts, we will open up. And to start us right, we need either A, the other person to approach and talk to us upon their own will, or B, have our own trusted friend or family introduce us to other people of our respective ages. In this scenario, it was a great match for me, for A, she is a single woman without a boyfriend.
And not black, right, Chris?
B, she is pretty and easy on my eyes.
Because out of all, like, Chris would post this shit everywhere, like what he wanted in a woman, and it was not black was always like part of it specifically.
Yeah, he's not racist, but not black.
Like he'd give an age range, you know, he'd be like non-smoker, non-drinker. He said non-drinker until he started drinking, and then it was okay for her to be a drinker. Yeah.
And C, this woman I could feel comfortable with and feel a good and honest aura from her. From this, a good friendship and hopefully a long relationship will stay between us for the long time. Do not bring me down here, naysayers and haters. Let's look at a few other scenarios similar to opposite results. Obviously, most women, easy on my eyes, good-humored, sweet, pretty, black, white, Asian, Christian, Jewish, Buddhism. I have no care about skin color or religion.
Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Whatever. I will be kind to all of them, respectful and welcoming.
Oh, circle of friends. If you notice, he says friends.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha.
But Chris hates men, and for some reason, especially gay men.
Yeah.
That was like the demographic that Chris hated the worst, which is weird because now Chris is like LGBT adjacent. So it must have been him like running from his repressed urges or something. I don't know.
It's really funny that you could write a column, Chris Chan, Jared, Brett Keane, G-Man. And all of these things that you could write next to that one of them does would line up in like 2 or 3 other ones' columns as well.
Yes.
There's so much crossover between them. They're so similar.
Them, to have them in my circle of friends. Lesbians too. Just don't get on my bad side here. Men, my own kind, on the other hand, I will feel most hesitant towards, because I have had fewer male friends in my life, and I have had mostly bad experiences around them. If the individual, however, offers a friendly gesture and does not make me angry or make me feel most uncomfortable or ill at ease, I will be willing to give him a chance and welcome him as a friend and nothing more.
I wonder what a friendly gesture is like this.
Going back to the mean people of the internet, upon meeting one of them in real life, and I will be able to recognize them, I'm sure enough, at least with basic instincts, I will not hold back my endured rage. Just ask this crying Clyde.
Oh, Clyde Cash? Oh, shit.
Chris's character then proceeds to beat up a caricature of a masked Clyde Cash.
Why did he make his character look like this? Like, he doesn't have, like, red or, like, auburn color hair. I don't know. Does he wear big glasses like that? He's definitely not that thin.
Physically and mentally challenged individuals
what he wishes
will
that he
vary
looked like
more.
That.
Good results upon if they are easy to look at, if they are able to speak clearly, even slowly, that I can easily understand them. And now the other side, whoa, back off. I'm spooked. If you are...
I do have to, because I just checked it, just because I thought to check. I do not see a new Brett Keane video for 4 days now. It's unbelievable.
Maybe he was not lying about quitting YouTube.
Oh no, he'll be back. Even if it takes a year, he'll be back, but he'll come back. He's left for a while in the past, but usually it's like the next day, you know? So
check out my
Spotify radio situation with these individuals.
Ugly. Seriously disfigured, especially in the face. That you mumble more than you speak. You're hard to understand at all. It is nothing personal, and I apologize for anyone.
Why is he standing next to Black Widow?
At unease after hearing what I just said, but it's just the way I feel. That's all. Another thing about us autistic people, we do not like to be alone, quote-unquote, 24/7. We need the emotional support of a true friend constantly and in person.
As he
Also,
spec.
on another note, apparently government funding goes more towards physical health over mental health. The brain is a part of our body, and not just any part, the most vital part.
Who'd have thought?
Why do we treat the rest of our body parts, which essentially alone are brainless, better than our one actual central processing unit that is not brainless? As a part of the body, funds should be equally distributed or equally divided between both physical and mental health, so then the cures for mental illnesses, including autism, can be found. It just makes me feel sad and furious at this time.
He's a virgin with rage.
Yeah.
Actually appreciates a true and full good quality friendship. Yet,
Tell me
in a world
why.
full of sick-minded people, one can only detest. I feel so paranoid of a number of people. And I feel uncertain of most anyone I could ever trust or feel at ease around. The social phobias I can no longer tolerate.
Good to see you, man.
Which is why, unlike the autistic people who pitifully accept it as a forever lasting curse, I for one seek a cure. On the day, a resolution to reestablishing all connections in our brains with thorough corpus callosum repair.
This part reminds me of the Chris Chan of today that's like totally saying like weird nonsense.
Yeah, I don't understand where he's going with all this. Corpus callosum repair? Like what?
And such, I, Christian Weston Chandler, will be there among the first in line to take the life-changing autism cure I have desired for so long. To establish a quicker, more socially active mind, a great sense of self-esteem, a great sense of self-reliance, a great sense of self-confidence, total independence, and freedom from the thorns of autism of any kind or sort. The life only an autistic person can ever dream of. I am Christian Weston Chandler, and this has been an autism tutorial.
It sure has.
An autism tutorial.
And have a good and safe day.
What if I want to just skip the tutorial and go straight to the main game?
Go straight
How do I do
into autism.
Yeah. What if I, should be able to do that.
His autism tutorial was followed by a special bonus animation made in the same vein.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, because apparently you decided you wanted to watch this part after watching the autism tutorial, we have a special guest for you today. Please put your hands together for a reasonably facsimile of Mr. Hans Asperger.
Do you want to eat my ass, drunken peasants?
Chris Chan, a modern inspiration of the misunderstood autist who has dreams work that normal people like us will never understand. A true genius and Plato of our times.
Yep.
Sarcasm.
Very true.
Yeah, instead of Plato, you should say Play-Doh. Because he probably knew more about Play-Doh than Plato. You know what I'm saying?
He's a Play-Doh expert.
Yeah, he definitely had jars of Play-Doh, for sure. Like, come on, let's be real.
Christian Chandler.
He
on
talked
this
about that
short
Maker's Clay stuff.
Oh, yeah, Crayola Model
talk
Magic.
show.
Yeah,
And this
sometimes.
is Mr. Hans
That's what he made the Sonichu medallion out of.
Asperger. Now, let's talk about him for a bit. Now, apparently,
Yeah, Spec, he was
Mr.
tried during the
Hans Asperger.
Nuremberg trials.
from the Vienna University Hospital in 1938. Oh, how recent. You gave a lecture in Germany
A
on
lecture?
autistic psychopaths after investigating a mild form of autism. Isn't that right, Hans? Yeah. And also, apparently, this separate diagnosis,
Yeah.
as it is quoted, was not recognized
Oh no!
Hans, yeah.
until 1981, only 1 year before I was born. Although coined from your name, Mr. Asperger, apparently a Mr. Leo Kenner took the study much further and established the term early infantile autism. Do you applaud Mr. Kenner for his work? Yeah.
This is
I
so
see.
stupid.
Now, in my feeling alone, possibly mutual with others,
Oh no!
the name Asperger, it strikes me badly.
It sounds
And I
delicious.
feel offended just by hearing the word. Do you feel I have the right to my own opinions and feelings as an individual person, Hans?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
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 Thank you
Das
very
ist
much,
gut.
good sir. Do you feel bad about having a name that sounds like a bad cut of cow meat?
Hey, why a bad cut? Hey, that doesn't mean just because it's an Asperger doesn't mean it's a bad cut. Wow,
It's like the-
ableism.
God.
He's calling King Cobra
Des Moines,
a
right?
bad cut.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that I, Christian Weston Chandler, do not deserve any blame
I feel
or
like
punishment?
Mr. Hans Asperger's here can't say anything but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like he only knows one word in German.
For having an opinion of a single word, such as Asperger? Yeah. Do you have a general understanding about how I feel about you now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you positive you really understand how I feel about you, Mr. Hans
Christ.
Asperger?
This is unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah?
No. No.
Are they gonna kiss? Oh shit! He beat up the Asperger's guy.
I
Jesus
feel
Christ.
dislike towards you
I feel dislike towards you.
for selfishly putting your ill name in association with autism.
We
my
are
God.
Hans und Franz and we are here to
Pump you up.
Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
And with a name like Asperger, I feel it only makes us autistic kinds sound even worse. Asperger's. You should have left it as it was. Autism is autism. And in your research, you linked it up with psychopaths.
He's an autism purist.
I feel even more
Yep.
offended at that. Now get out of my sight. Yeah.
God
I
damn it.
apologize if I came off as bad to anybody, made them feel bad for the way I acted. But then again, I do get emotional and carried away sometimes. Thank you for watching, and have a good, safe, and blessed day.
That was weird.
Yeah, what is going on?
On February 25th, Jackie sent Chris an email wishing him a happy birthday and inquiring how he was getting along. He sent her a reply a little over a month later, in which he revealed a revelation about his identity. Whereas a tomboy, who was a girl who possessed
This is the beginning of the Tom Girl saga.
male features, fashion sense, and demeanor, Chris dubbed himself a tom girl, a man with girl-like sensibilities.
And how long after this did Bob croak? I want to know.
You just died of shame.
How long after this?
Whether or not this reimagined look and sense of self were entirely of his own choosing and without troublesome influences is uncertain. In a nutshell, I have grown my hair out and continuing to let it grow. I have learned the best term to describe me. Tom girl, close.
This was March. Bob died in September.
Wow.
Wow.
Close parentheses. Yes, I am a tom girl, and I am damn proud of it. I have embraced and appreciated my feminine side. I am still totally heterosexual. Otherwise, I would be a full-blown you-know-what. I also have had my ears pierced with amethyst studs, my birthstone, recently. I have been more self-confident, and I have a sweet sachet walk, hair, and wink flirts, and I am greeting women left and right. Hello, semicolon close parentheses. Also, here's another way to consider me. I am a Ken doll any Barbie can dress in her clothes, and I would feel most comfortable in them and to model them for her. Come shopping with me, sweetie. Semicolon close parentheses. He sent her a small collection of photos of his new look, which he had only shared with one other.
Oh my god.
Bob was born in the 1920s, so this shit would have, like, traumatized him. Seriously. He's like a southern guy. You heard his accent. You know what I mean? Like, cut it down.
He would have had some choice words that would have gotten Ben or I canceled to say to Chris.
Yep.
Party, Linnea, a gal pal portrayed by Kim Wilson. Jackie finally sent a reply to Chris on April 18th, in which she confessed that she got aroused by his photos, and that she also shared them with another friend of hers. Chris was bothered that his pictures were being shared, but since he didn't find them on the quickie, he felt that it was still fine. They further continued communications, with Jackie revealing that she was no longer with Lars, and would possibly be interested in meeting up with Christian if given enough time. Chris then told her that his mother was quite unsupportive of his tom girl ways for the first few weeks, but then settled into this new fact. Barbara became bothered again when Chris started putting on makeup, with her fearing that he was turning into a homosexual or a transvestite. He also remarked that she thought it made him look like a prostitute. Chris further shared with Jackie that his father was recovering from colon cancer surgery, and that he was putting a strain on Barbara due to his constant argument starting. Barbara also quote-unquote got some monkeys off her back while confiding in Chris during this stressful time. She brought up the final day of Christian and Bob moving back to Ruckersville from Chesterfield County in 2000. That night, she offered them a spaghetti dinner, which they both declined. Angered by the situation, she refused to cook for them from that point onward.
Whoa.
Chris then told Jackie that the following month, he was planning to get himself a belly button piercing and a tattoo on his lower back, which would consist of planetary symbols and the phrase, Tom Girl Forever.
Oh my god.
He's gonna get a tramp stamp. April,
the PlayStation Network was hacked and personal information of users was compromised.
Oh
on April 30th, Chris discovered all of the Tom Girl photos that he had shared with Jackie and his online gal pal Dana on the quickie. He wrote emails to both Dana and Jackie, doubting their legitimacy as true and honest friends.
And they're gonna blame it on
share photos with Jackie until she earned his trust.
PlayStation hack.
Jackie responded angrily, upset that he would call her a liar when he himself had lied to her so many times. She also suggested that perhaps the photos he shared with Dana via the PSN were saved onto Sony's servers, and that was how the trolls got a hold of them. After 2 days, Christian formulated a reply, apologizing for accusing her of being in
They waited until that happened and then they leaked them.
That the photos being made public was devastating to him because now trolls knew of his new appearance.
So dedicated.
And worried that he might become a target of real-life trolling once again. On May 5th, Chris handwrote an 8-page letter to Sony concerning the PSN hacking. He also typed it out and sent it via email to both Dana and Jackie. In it, he stated his full name and town of residence, and requested that Sony and the FBI track down the real
PSN
identities
ID
of all the trolls who had been bothering him since November of 2007 while investigating the hacking. He added that he was the creator of Sonichu and had hand-drawn the online comic book series of his adventures, but along the way, trolls became aware of his presence and thoroughly spoiled his comics. He clarified that despite what some people may say online, he was in fact heterosexual. He admitted that he was partly at fault because in his past
I'm glad he cleared that up.
he used to continuously respond to trolls, quote-unquote, egging them on. In closing, Chris denied that Sony were responsible for the hacking, and that these trolls, cyberbullies, and hackers should bear the full brunt of this incident and be sued. Throughout the month of May, Jackie and Chris continued their email discussion on a near-daily basis, with topics ranging from spending habits and financial troubles to the interpersonal relationships between Christian and his parents. He theorized that he wasn't hired by Walmart or McDonald's because of his background check, which would have revealed unwanted information about himself on the quickie. In addition, Jackie created some original pony characters inspired by the cartoon and merchandise series My Little Pony, so that he might feature them in his comics. Chris declined the offer, stating that ponies did not belong to the universe of Sonichu and Rosechu. 2 days later, he revealed that Barbara had gotten upset with him again because of his tomgirlish ways and feared that he might kill her. In her emotional rage, she threatened to kill him. After a short while, she called Chris downstairs and forcefully cut off 2 inches of his hair. In his shock, he called her a bitch, and upon realizing that that made him a son of a bitch, it hurt him even more. He gathered up clumps of his hair and fashioned a charm necklace out of it to promote faster hair regeneration. He also got himself a wig, which he wore out in public. During this time, Christian continued to further embrace his femininity, singing songs such as Teenage Dream, buying women's clothing.
Yep.
He confessed to his online gal pal that he was feeling uncomfortable using the men's bathroom while dressed up in his typical feminine garb, and asked her if it would be out of line for him to use the ladies' bathroom instead, stating that he would have no issue if a tomboy decided to use the facilities for men. While Chris's coming out as a tomgirl may have come as a shocking surprise to many observers, the signs were obvious to those who watched him the closest. Many theorized that his curious case of homophobia was due to his own repressed desires, stifled by his conservative household. And for those who wished to delve deep into his past, Chris's future changes in identity should come as no surprise at all.
Yep.
There you have it.
There you have it.
It's like, it just drains the energy out of my body completely. It's just like, oh God, it's just such a crazy roller coaster ride.
It really is.
It's difficult to
some of it's really hard to watch.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do the next one in just a moment here. I'm gonna put you full screen and I'll be right back in just a moment.
Cool.
Why weren't you the baby, G-Man? Why are you afraid?
Yeah, G-Man thought he was gonna get paid $50 to come on Drunken Peasants today. I was like, no. I'm never gonna pay you anything. You're a clown. And then I don't know if anybody was watching last night, but Jared's been caught talking to minors again. Do you guys see that? Jared Genesis, the sicko. All you got to do is look up the username. Google this: Feather Torture 90. All one word. Google it. That only proves Gay Man is a shill. Yeah, Gay Man is a shill. He needs money to come on the show.
G-Man always wins.
So yeah, this person, this troll that's talking to him, like, definitely, it seems like there's been at least a couple of trolls that have been the same person, probably. So that is exactly what we're doing, Roger Wilco. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, G-Man's a clown. I asked him what he was going to do now that his cows have moved on to greener pastures. And he thinks that he's still relevant. So it's pretty funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's kind of sad in a way, right? Right? Like, it's kind of sad that he's the only one that doesn't get it. He is the only one that doesn't understand what a clown he is. So Jared will never leave his house, so I doubt it'll lead to anything. You're probably right. In all honesty, like, Jared's afraid to leave his house. Like he's afraid to even come out and talk to people that decide to make the trip all the way there for some reason. So why you would want to go to that small town in Texas, I don't know. But Jared should definitely stop talking to minors, I think, because at some point he's going to piss the wrong person off. He's going to piss the wrong person off that is willing to make that trip to that small Texas town. So stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop. Man, that's an old throwback. I think Jared's parents are worried he will touch people if he leaves the house. Yeah. Who convinced Trans Chan? Doesn't seem like he has much original thoughts. Did a girl convince him? It was probably Liquid Chris. I mean, like there are a lot of the people, because like I've been trying to catch the stream as Ben does it, and I haven't been watching every episode, but like when I do and I hear like these random trolls, like the one who kept throwing the N-word, who was like Leon or Tyrone or whoever that was, that sounded like Liquid Chris to me too. That sounded like Mr. Doctor, I'm a doctor now, and like, please don't pay too much attention to what I did. Lars, there you go. Please don't pay too much attention to what I did when I was a stupid adolescent, you know? Which, I don't know. Like, should he be held accountable to some degree? I'm not the one to say. Who knows? I'm not going to hold him accountable at all. I don't know. Other than like saying that it was probably a pretty shitty thing to do on this show, like that's the most accountability that I'll hold him to. So Alec Benson Leary, who was Lars, and the Shocker Jackie. Yeah, see, I don't know enough about it. I just, like I said, it seems to me like a lot of these people are all the same person. And maybe not all of them are, but like many troll accounts are all end up being the same person. So Liquid Chris didn't really cross lines like others. He just parodied Chris. So Liquid Chris wasn't any of the other trolls at all ever. Like that's, as he was like 7 trolls at once. Well, they deserve that. I don't know. I think that the funny the funny Ezzy comments are pretty good. I hope that Jason continues to get trolled by Ezzy for a long time to come, and I hope that Shani continues to be bothered by it every single time that she is, because that's funny. Aliases upon aliases. That's why after everything they've done to him, the moment the classic trolls hung up these trolling operations, they got off scot-free. Blue Spike was the worst. I don't know who Blue Spike is, but yeah, they did get off scot-free. Absolutely. And that's kind of, you know, like how do you do that? How do you hold somebody who's anonymous to accountability? But don't worry, because now the day and age that we live in, the first Palantir hack that happens, and like everybody's gonna know who everybody's alias is, because they all know who your sock accounts are. I'm sure you could pay the right amount of money to the right person. Blue Spike went too far. He was a messed up kid. G-Man is so mad at Hussey for calling him gay. It really triggers him. I know. That's why we've been calling him gay on this show a lot, but it only triggers him because Hussey is gay and G-Man has repressed latent homosexuality. So me calling G-Man gay, Shabisky calling G-Man gay, Ben calling G-Man gay, that's not going to bother him. What's really going to bother him is when another gay person calls him gay. The modern trolls started with mostly 47 onward. I think it's funny how Jared, Jason, Shani, and G-Man all fall for buddy trolls, and they never learn not to fall for the buddy trolls. That's true. That's a classic lolcow trait, though. Chris should have been in a group home long ago. I agree with that. Blue Spike now works for DuPont as the guy who dumps chemicals into the river. But Shabisky is gay, right? But he doesn't present gay, right? Like he's just kind of, you know. If you watched this show as just a casual viewer, you wouldn't know what we know, Antifa Catboy. Like you wouldn't know that Shabisky is deep down completely homosexual. you would just think that it was a joke, that everybody just played around and called Trubisky gay. You wouldn't know that he really is gay. Anyway, but I digress, tubes. I hope G-Man finds out that donating $6.66 to DP makes G-Man come out. God, that would be so great, as if he was in here and like he did come on the show, and then people just started spamming that while he was on the show. He'd get so mad, so bad. I'm not gay. Show me a gay Christian turned into a non-gay Christian. Or a non-gay Christian turned into a gay Christian. Checkmate, atheist.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Here's the next one. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already, and please consider helping out with the ghoul. We're almost at 30%. That's really great. Thank you, guys.
Right.
All right. Here we go.
Right, Joe. Joe gets it.
What?
There we go.
Part 35.
On May
For those who
26,
can't read
2011, Christian was directed to a troll-created forum site called Tomboys and Tomgirls of Virginia.
No.
He signed up under the username Kooky Dashy, using the character Apple Dash from the cartoon series My Little Pony
Kooky
Friendship is
Dashy.
Magic as his avatar, and made an introductory post. Even though he did not explicitly reveal his true identity, his unique writing style was unmistakable. Hello, fellow Tomgirls, close parentheses. Y'all may address me by my screen name in the board talk. I like music, makeup, dressing up in my mini, having fun and hanging with my girlfriends, karaoke, video games, crafting, and art. I am also empathetic, so I can understand other people's feelings
You
as
spelled
well as my
pathetic
own.
wrong.
I am a dynamic, complex individual. I do not have many dude pals
He's
because I
also
have my own mental
apathetic.
hang-ups against the majority of them. Nothing personal. I have a history of being bullied by some mean brutes, as well as homosexuals, over the internet. Cyberbullies/trolls/anons are a hot button with me. I prefer not to discuss that issue further. And I'm an all-around good, friendly, honest, heterosexual tomgirl. Thank you all for offering me respect, as I respect each of you and your opinions on the board. Later that day, he made a post about coming out as a tomgirl to his parents.
It's just funny because Chris Chan created the term Tomgirl, as far as I can tell. And then all of a sudden this website just pops up that has local Tomgirls in the
But it
area.
made sense. It made sense. So
When the world revolves around you, yes, that makes perfect sense.
right.
Revealed
This thing I just thought up the other day that I decided I am, there just happens to be a bunch of them here locally. How did that happen?
that his mother told him that she didn't raise up a daughter and that his father called him a fag. Chris then revealed that he started using the ladies' bathroom, saying that it felt good and right. But after 4 visits to the women's facilities, a woman complained about him to a so-called brute male, who accosted him, embarrassing him. He was nevertheless determined to continue to use the women's bathroom as long as he wore a skirt. Also on
I
that
bet there were
same
news
day,
articles about
forum
that.
user Danielle the Riveter began organizing a Tomboys and Tomgirls meetup for July. Chris suggested that they could
God.
meet up in Applebee's in Charlottesville, which was his frequent hangout where he sang
Charlottesville
karaoke on
Applebee's.
Mondays. Even though the forum looked promising, he was still wary of users' authenticities, as revealed in an email to Jackie. Despite her encouragement, he refused to engage with them in real
Jackie
life.
the scene girl.
He also said to her that he began to think of himself as a lesbian. Chris then stated on the forum that his mother had tried to bribe him into wearing male underwear again, but he relented.
Wow.
He continued to make sporadic comments and posts on the forum throughout the month.
I think this is a turn that nobody saw coming at the time. Well, no, some did. Some did. But
Can you
yeah.
just take a moment to appreciate that sentence. His mother tried bribing him to wear male underwear.
Yep.
June 10th, Christian uploaded a new animation on Flipnote Hatina, in which he complains about the program not being made available on Nintendo's latest handheld console.
So
the
when
Nintendo 3DS,
I saw
which
Rev
he had
becoming a
recently
Tom
purchased.
girl,
Nintendo
You know?
3DS.
Yeah.
The update, eShop, and internet capabilities are available today. Everything!
Oh, no.
Yay! Flipnote Studio should also be on a 3DS, but it's not available in the eShop. You cannot transfer it either. Don't make us wait. We want to play with our studio now. We don't want to wait for a new memo. Give it to us now by putting it in the eShop. Nintendo, we know you can do it. We want to rock and play in our studio on 3DS. Give it to us now. Do not make us wait too much longer. Please and thank you. Today!
9 days later, he uploaded his last flip note on the platform, a 3-second looping animation of a hippo running around in circles. At around the same time, Chris made a post on the Tomboys and Tomgirls forum,
Actually, Rev did do a post, I think, yesterday saying that he's bringing back Kitty Dooms or something, or like...
Yeah, I heard something about that, too.
Yeah, that was weird.
Over his current lack of friends. He commented that a friend of his told him that it would be difficult for him to find women who would want to engage with him sexually if he had no male friends. But due to his mental hang-ups against the male population, he found himself incapable of building friendships with men. Hence, he asked the forum members for advice. After numerous contributors told him about the benefits of using Facebook to keep in touch with their friends, Chris told them about the dangerous possibility of talking with trolls or cyberbullies who are pretending they were someone else, gaining their trust and seeking private information. He offered a couple of accounts of such occurrences as examples. Take for example the author of the comic book series featuring that yellow electric hedgehog, Sonichu, if I remember correctly. Before a time, the author had a clean history. Then cyberbullies and trolls attacked him greatly. Now Googling his name will result in over 1 million results of hate and name soiling, especially from the blackmail and deceptions he had to endure. I, myself, had a page on Facebook. Things were good for me a while. Then I was attacked in 2005 by the trolls. They pretended to be my closest friends. They got a number of incriminating photos and details from me. They also hacked into my Facebook. It took me over a week before I was able to reset my password and email address. And upon reflection, I closed my Facebook account and left the online socializing for years. It is real, and they are vicious, crazy, wickedly smart people. Throughout June, Christian and Jackie were trying to organize a meetup on the 4th of July. Jackie planned to go to Washington, D.C. then, and wanted Chris to come as well. He was hesitant regarding the long travel distance, and that his parents would most likely protest against the trip out of fear of him getting tricked again. After agreeing upon a financial arrangement, Jackie asked if her parents could call him so that they could get a better idea about what kind of person he was, though no such call ended up formulating. 2 days before the planned excursion, Chris finally revealed his plans to his mother. She disapproved of his motives, believing he was making the trip for the sole purpose of sex, and also made the case that the family cars were very troublesome and may break down along the way. Heartbroken by the news, Jackie suggested a compromise. She wanted him to dress up his inflatable sex doll as herself, with a picture of her face covering the sex doll's face. She requested that he take out the doll on date sites, such as McDonald's, and finish the day with Chris and the sex doll enjoying the firework display in Charlottesville. Jackie wanted him to film the entire ordeal and share it privately with her via a file-sharing website. Christian told her that he wouldn't film any possibly incriminating videos, be they public or private. He added that they could still meet up some other time in Charlottesville. Jackie was crestfallen by his refusal, and that he would submit to his mother so easily. She highlighted that he didn't even consider getting a bus to her location. This resulted in many days of email arguing between Jackie and Chris. Jackie was bedridden in a state of uncontrollable sobbing, while Chris reflected on what it means to be in a relationship. After they reconciled and established that they both wanted to meet and advance their relationship forward, on July 11th,
Who
Jackie
wouldn't
sent
want
him a list
that?
of requirements
I'm just
for
saying.
videos which he would film the following day.
Who wouldn't want it?
These were largely the same in concept as her previous proposed 4th of July date videos with a sex doll. He made 4 videos, which he shared privately with her. In the first video, Chris dances with a sex doll in his room.
And now, Jackie, I'm going to go ahead and sweep you off your feet. Even though right now you're sitting down.
Next, he took his blow-up doll for a drive.
After having picked you up, Jackie, and given you a good dance song, we are now heading out to the restaurant. We're going to have some fun out the door and sitting on the car and eating our food. Yep. Yum, yum. Very, very good. Yum, yum. Do what you do, 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 doodly diddly do, do. What you do, 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 what you do.
The next scene was supposed to depict the McDonald's parking lot, though it was actually filmed in his yard.
Okay, so Jackie and I, we're here at the McDonald's parking lot.
McDonald's?
We are sitting on top of our car. We just enjoyed some apple dippers and Happy Meal.
Christian would get a Happy Meal at 30 years old at McDonald's. Just saying.
Better. My professor here. Fed me some of the apples.
They've got Pokemon toys.
Yes.
I think Bob's looking out the window at this shit going on outside of his house, like, what the fuck is going on?
I beat the shit out of that.
Oh my god.
Terrible. It was very good. So, Jackie Pie, what you want to do now? I think we make out. And then see where it goes from there. Alright.
Cool.
Chandler's
No
bathroom.
thanks. Oh god.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
God damn it. Oh. Whoopee! That's what I always say that during sex. Whoopee!
Every time.
We're making whoopee, baby. We're making whoopee.
That's why they call it that. It's an involuntary reaction.
Whoopee!
As a man, you just say it.
Whoopee.
Upon reviewing the videos, Jackie requested that he refilm the last clip of him having sex with a blow-up doll. In addition, she specified that she wanted Chris to act like a porn star with her, and repeatedly ask, "Who's your brony?" as he humped her.
Who's your brony?
She also asked him to draw a cutie mark, inspired by the special cutie marks found on the haunches of My Little Pony characters on his backside. Christian did as he was told.
Hello.
Of course he did.
Who's your brownie? Who's your pony? Who's your pony? Who's your brony?
Oh my god. It is just like, who's your brony?
Who's your brony?
I'm gonna skip most of this. We don't need to see it all.
He then filmed a short clip of him flashing his bottom to reveal his cutie mark, but due to the lighting, nothing could be seen.
Thank you.
Oh.
I forgot to fever.
Oh god!
Hope that's good enough.
Hope that's good enough.
I love you.
For her next video request, she wanted Chris to do a sexy tomgirl dance in Walmart, complete with hip gyrations, twirling, and throwing glitter in the air. Chris was hesitant to do the deed in public, citing the previous times he had been arrested.
I hope that.
On July 14th, he filmed the requested video in a Walmart changing room.
I ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm not gonna be able to do it in the aisles today. What part of that want?
No, ma'am, I live in Boynton, it's about a 40-minute drive from Charlottesville.
Enjoy the 2 minutes in the dressing room here.
He then pulls up his skirt to reveal a cutie mark drawn on his butt cheek.
One thing about the store, Pop Right
God.
Oh.
yeah, when you pass Lowe's.
Oh, things I do for love. I forgot the glitter.
The things you do.
Check your progress. Check my progress.
After he sent her the video, Christian apologized for having filmed in the changing room as the Walmart was too crowded, and for forgetting the glitter. They also exchanged ideas for a future video called Cake Farts, inspired by a shock website and video, during which he would
Cake
fart
farts.
onto and then sit on a cake. Chris apparently came up with a way to get more air inside him so he could expel more farts during filming. He also wanted Jackie to come to his house and meet his parents before they
Oh
have
my
sex.
god.
On July 16th,
Has Jeff
he had a
ever made
supposed
you
phone
watch the cake fart video?
No, I don't. I refuse to watch that shit. I don't want to watch that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, when he's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this video," I'm like immediately like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
Conversation
that's
with
the
Jackie's
normal
drunk
reaction
father.
to have.
Yep.
There is no known
I didn't
recording
learn
of
that
their phone
fast
call.
enough.
She then specified what he should do and say during the cake farts video, including writing the phrase "awesome sauce" on his butt cheeks.
Whenever we had someone on that had never seen the Gale Popeyes video, he would always DM me and be like, "Play the Popeyes video." Yeah. It's weird to watch. It's funny to watch people's reaction to it that are not aware of what's going
July
on.
18th, Chris bought a $9 chocolate and fudge cake from Walmart. He cut off a slice and ate it, and also the chocolate candies placed on top of it. After he took a shower, he filmed his cake farts video.
Hey, Jackie Pie.
He used this opportunity to reveal his true identity on the forum and discuss his troubles concerning the website.
It's getting dark in this one. Like,
right.
There was just like his video game town in the last one, and now he's like farting on cakes and shit.
Trolls. My tomgirl and tomboy acquaintances. I feel it is time I introduce myself better. I'm more than just a tomgirl. I am the high-functioning autistic person who was heavily emotionally damaged, artistic inspiration lost with paranoia, deception, blackmail, and plain hurtful words from those bottom-feeding trolls. I am the hand-drawing original creator of Sonichu, Rosechu, and the city of Quickville, Virginia, USA.
What?
I am Christian Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia. I had joined this forum with the opportunity to associate with my own misunderstood kind of people, commonly mistaken for amongst the gays and lesbians. I concealed my identity on here reasonably, prayerfully not to be found by those trolls. For years, I have fallen victim to their treachery. I've tried within my own limited knowledge and technology to counterattack those fiends. I've mostly failed, and as a result, my reputation on the internet fell deep into their treacherous exaggerations, lies, and crap. If I had any knowledge or technology, I would have hacked into and destroyed every one of their web pages and whatnot long ago. But I did and still do not. All I could do in the end was hide in the old-fashioned...
He said and whatnot. G-Man says and whatnot all the time.
It would appear to be now, world of real life, off of the internet. Yet I'm one who does not like to be left behind in the modern world. Also, because of them, it has been impossible for me to get a job. Damned negative background checks. And I would appreciate reducing the results of my full name from over 2 freaking million results back down to less than 100. Now that they have found me on here, y'all have been dragged into my darkness. For that, I feel deep shame and regret, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm not the disgruntled, mean, or perverted person they have mislabeled of me. I'm only a normal, heterosexual, good-natured, high-functioning autistic tomgirl, and I want to be treated like a normal person. And I wish I do not have to be paranoid of those fiends and their hurtful web pages. Some members of the forum claimed to possess family members or acquaintances who are allegedly qualified to help him, and offered their services to track down and reveal the true identities of all of his trolls. At the same time, during his email correspondence with Jackie, she let him know that she was grounded by her parents, unable to go out to meet him for a date. Chris was understandably disappointed by the news, but noted that she was much better off than him since she had a job. Chris then told her that he made a new Facebook account with high privacy settings so that the trolls would not be able to access it. He asked her to send him a friend request.
Yeah, the two-factor authentication.
He also sent her photos of his erect penis and his self-proclaimed cleavage.
Oh no, I gotta...
6 days later, Chris notified...
It's Shania Twain! The I Feel Like a Woman song.
That he was still working on a new album from Robbie Sonny and the Tom Girls, a musical effort made in the same vein as his previous Christian and the Hedgehog Boys albums. The songs featured many tributes to Jackie and being a Tom Girl, after revealing to Jackie that Sonichu and Rosechu's child, Robbie, was in fact a Tom Girl himself. The album would eventually be leaked by trolls. He also made mention of his ongoing scheme to take down the trolls, citing an article found on the Hook website, which stated that the owner of the game place, Robert Lightfire, was a convicted sex offender, and hoped that he would be able to find similarly incriminating information on the manager of the store, Michael Snyder.
Michael Snyder!
His parents, and his fellow tomgirls and tomboys from the forum knew about his plan. After compiling falsified information provided to him by the trolls from the Tomboys and Tomgirls forum, Christian began a campaign of intimidation, which would become known as the Calling Out Saga, during which he would give out hints at trolls' presumably true identities in an attempt to get them to come out of hiding. On August 6th, he made his first calling out video, directed at Surfshack Tito.
Attention, citizens of the internet. I am making a return. Y'all should know me by now, in case you don't. I am Christian Weston Chandler, the original creator of Sonichu, Rosechu, and the Electric Hedgehog Pokemon. And with that, I will now continue with why I am making my return. I am ready to initiate negotiations and paybacks with the trolls and cyberbullies that have been defiling me within the past 5 years, in the past 4 years. Firstly, I would like to make it well known that I have information of such trolls and cyberbullies, of which, at that point, if I released them, they could be easily trolled back by anyone. And the first I'm on the chopping block I would like to ensue.
By the way, 23 seconds ago, Jared posted on his post tab on his channel, special thanks to the obsessed retard who got me kicked off Reddit. Honestly, was there
You're
checking
welcome,
to
you fucking
see
piece
if the
of shit.
tickling fetish community was still there, which it wasn't. So you did me a favor, bro. He does this all the time. When you get him banned from a thing, he's like, yeah, thanks, I wanted that actually. He does it every time. Thanks for saving me that few seconds of time deleting it myself. That's what he just said. It's the typical Jared Cope. Like, you deal him an L and he's just like, I wanted to lose, bro. Thanks.
Surfshack Tito, or should I say, Don in
This one's
Michigan.
for you, Jared.
And I'm not saying that he's a total fat person, but he would make a really big Buddha look like a supermodel in comparison. In fact, with
Here, I'll share the post so you guys can all just like, you guys can write things on the post. Now, if he's banned you before, you just got to use a different account.
Yeah, he's banned all 3 of my accounts. So
Also, what's his Tumblr name? It's
Feather Torture 90.
Feather Torture 90. Make sure to mention that too.
Yep, Feather Torture 90. Get him off of Tumblr.
I don't even use Tumblr, so this is the last time I even looked at Tumblr in like a decade. Just to see like all the women like complaining about him sending them weird DMs.
Yeah, pedophile predators don't belong on the internet, Jared. Sorry, like we're not going to stop.
Pretty crazy.
looks, he could be a Rasta Buddha. And I show you only a fragment of the photograph. Now, Don, let's talk business. If you do not want me to reveal the entire photograph, or any of the remainder of your information of which I have upon my possession, you will follow my demands. I want you to come forward with your participation in PlayStation Network hackings directly to Sony Computer Entertainment America and Sony Computer Entertainment Japan with a live video, unaltered. You will apologize to Sony and myself for hacking into the PlayStation Network at all, because I know you are responsible for that. And also, I would like you to, within that same video or in a separate video, apologize directly to my ex-girlfriend and her family, because I would like to have peace between my past friends, because I don't like there to be bad things and ill tidings between people. And I know it was partially my fault too on that, by the way, within that relationship breakup. But anyway, moving on with my demands, I would also like you to send me via U.S. mail $1,000 cash, American, unmarked bills, snail mailed to my home address in a long...
Why would you want to snail mail that much cash? That's crazy. Like, putting like $20 in a birthday card is low risk, but if you're like sending thousands of dollars through the regular mail, cash, I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. It's a risk for sure.
I've seen mailboxes and post offices get robbed before. Like, I've seen like news stories about it, is what I should say. So I know it happens.
Small white envelope with your home address clearly, legibly handwritten on the envelope in the return area. And lastly, from this point, after you have done these things, I would like you, Dawn of Michigan, to leave me, my life, my family, my friends alone to be, for the rest of our lives, in peace. Expect another video in the near future of another troll that I am well aware of. Thank you.
Later that day came the second installment of Chris calling out the trolls.
I call to your attention Master Thorg, T-H-O-R-G, or as he known in real life, Jeremy, within Canada. He is a pizza-faced atheist. You can find him, possibly, in a video game store.
A pizza-faced atheist.
And here is a sample of his photograph. Because I know and I'm well aware that you have photoshopped me into that damned gay bar and uploaded it, you had it uploaded upon the billboards in New York City within some time ago. I would like you to make a public apology that it is a correction that I, Christian Weston Chandler, am straight, and I have never ever been in a damned gay bar ever. And I want that uploaded among the New York City billboards, and I want them left up there for 1 whole week. Stay tuned for another revealed troll, or slightly revealed, as I am on the payback! I win.
His final video of the day was a short clarification of deadlines concerning the 2 trolls he had just addressed.
I almost forgot. Between Don and Jeremy, also known as
Oh my god, I didn't even realize because he talked so slow that you had it sped up.
Yeah.
Org, my demands, I would like them met before August 31st, 2011, the end of this month. And if my demands are not met before then, I'm going to reveal your respective real-life photographs as well as the rest of the personal information of you two, respectively, that I have within my possession. And then you two will each be trolled by your own trolls. And the police will catch up with you.
3 days later, he came out with his next calling out video, this time directed at Alec Benson Leary.
The one called Alec Benson Leary is not who he appears to be, and he certainly is not an original creator of Asperchew. In fact, he is not even Aspergian. He does not have Asperger's. And he's another fatty, fat.
Oh, damn!
Anyway, he also has ties with the Human Comedy Club, of which he makes donations.
Got him.
Of which I have another thing to say about
using first grade level insults. Fatty, fat. Always gets them.
Here's close up. Oh yeah, his real name is Christopher. So, Chris, let's talk business now. What I would like from you is essentially a live video apology for all the wrongs you have done to me over the internet, including the copyright infringement on my sign shoe with your cheap, poor excuse of a 9-year-old Asperchew, you immature jerk. Also, on that note, I wish to make a correction to my demands with Don and Jeremy. Essentially, I have learned from my esteemed colleague, associate, that apparently it is extortion to request mucho dinero, and plus the billboard is no longer in effect. Anyway, going back to Christopher. By the way, I know you're in Texas. You're in Texas, you fatty, fat. He has been donating to a cause and such over at the place, the Game and Holiday place, of which we are fully aware of and have grown to love and such. But there is more to the place, and it's 3 associated stores located only within Virginia. And I know from cold hard facts, the 4 stores, their owner, one Mr. Robert Lightburn, is a child molester and convicted sex offender in Illinois. And think about this. The place.
This is all just bullshit info that's been given to him by trolls.
Parents, children, associate families. I do not think you would want anybody who is a minor or even under the age of 10 to go into such a place that is owned by a child molester. And I'm sure that in association, even though he is married, Michael Snyder has his own child molestation skeletons in his closet.
Wow.
He probably even molested his own daughter. For all I know.
Holy
I do not have
shit.
concrete facts, so therefore that is just theory until I am corrected.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to say it until someone proves it isn't true. Yeah, that's how it works. Wow. That's so... Oh, that's gross. That's so gross.
Swirl expose.
Later that day, he uploaded an unusual video in which he goes out into his yard and replicates a scene from the 1990 film Silence of the Lambs and mimes digging his dog Patty out from the ground. The exact origins behind the creation of this video are uncertain.
Oh my god.
Sure is cold out here. It's getting warm right now. There we are, all nice and snugly warm and cozy. Thank you, Patty. Now we are together forever. Would you fuck me, 789 Chen? I'd fuck me.
What? I don't know.
The fuck?
To meet Christian's demands before he revealed more information about the trolls, a falsified response video from Surfshack Tito was soon created, using the bare belly taken from a video by YouTuber Mr. Pregnant as the visual element over a voiceover allegedly provided by Tito himself.
I'll get you the money. I'll get you the $1,000 and the interest. Just don't release that video with the picture of me. Just don't do any more, man. I'll do anything. I'll be a slave for a whole week if I have to. I got people after me. I can't have them finding out who I am. Just.
On August 10th, Chris recorded a video responding to Surfshack Tito's response.
You made a wise decision, Don. As long as I get the money before the end of the month, I will withhold the photographs and the other information. I can promise you that. But miss the deadline, and you certainly don't have to be my slave for a week. I mean, aside from the slave laws and everything. Anyway, apparently I have learned from my esteemed colleague that Lord Master Jeremy is still not convinced that I mean business. Well, just to show you, Jeremy, that I mean business, I'm going to reveal a little bit more about you. Here is a close-up, another close-up of that photograph, zoomed in on your pizza face. And we know that the atheist does not like having his mind changed about God. I mean, I gotta tell you, man, God is all-powerful. How do you think the Earth was created aside from the Big Bang? Who had to put the Big Bang together? God. And I know from my Bible, my hand on it,
Checkmate, atheist.
that between him and Jesus, they're pretty powerful. They're pretty powerful individuals. And I believe in them. They have, I mean, Jesus has done a lot with his miracles before he had to weigh the cross, which I just empathize with him on that.
Do not hate. Hate is not
like
so good.
The thorns that were grudge. Through his hands and his feet. Or crowns. Empathy is a powerful thing. But I certainly would not want to be an atheist, because if I don't have God or Jesus on by my side, I would be more lost than I was considerably beforehand. Atheists are the devil's spawning, as it would seem. And I certainly would not want to be amongst them when they are run out of town with the pitchforks and the haste and the fire.
Was Chris a girl here yet?
As a believer,
a tom girl.
I would either be a peacemaker.
Yeah,
I would more likely be the peacemaker, but I certainly wouldn't mind being one.
Still saying
with a pitchfork.
that he's
Still straight, still a man.
Identified as lesbian.
Because if you're not,
yeah,
if you don't respond by the
which is weird.
I mean business. Check your privileges.
This was soon followed by a video clarifying the supposed ex-girlfriend status of the wallflower, brought about by a reference to her in an earlier video.
In the recent video, where I mentioned that was my ex-girlfriend, I did not mean that the way it sounded. I meant the term loosely, as in that she was a girl and that she was a friend of mine. But then, because of what happened soon after, or near the end of the friendship, she dumped me as a friend and doesn't want anything to do with me ever again. And also, just an additional note to Don over there. If he wants to keep me updated more quickly instead of recording new videos, he may still contact me at my AOL address, which him, as well as the majority of the other trolls, are aware of. Yes. Dang it! I'm losing my seriousness here. Lost it there. But I am very serious on getting justice. What I've been waiting for the past 4 years. Anyway, with that, I also would like to mention that I rarely do not check my voicemails. Pretty much I check them when they exceed like 10 or so, because I'm still paranoid of people abusing me over the phone lines. Yeah. So I'll just leave out with that for this. Have a good day.
On August 12th, Chris made a video exposing what he believed to have been Thorg's true identity. The person showcased was in fact Finnish internet user Kimmo KM, whose likeness was used in a popular internet-based image macro.
This is his trolling persona photograph. And of course, here's the full photograph, of which I've shown previously, dressed in full persona. Troll alias Thorg. Real name, Jeremy Sloan-White. Resides in Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Oh my God.
An employee over at a GameStop over there. Age 32. He is a single virgin. He was responsible for linking the tomboys and tomgirls of Virginia to the public through the quickie, photoshopping me into a gay bar, which Clyde Cash uploaded to the in New York.
He's so, like, him and G-Man are similar, like, they got so triggered by being called gay.
Yep.
City, New York. He participated in the trolling train. He contributed bad things into my mailbag on the Wikipedia and general YouTube quickie trolling and support roles. And following that, we have 2 more photographs of Master Jeremy Sloan-White. What an ugly son of a bitch. Really ugly. And
You're one to talk,
there's a more recent one where he daughters plays atheist against me. Everybody, please feel free to troll Mr. Jeremy Slowlight, age 32, in Vancouver, BC, Canada, at the GameStop at which he works at. Atheist, be gone! And then right after that, everybody can stay tuned for next trolling. Next troll I will be reviewing a little bit of info of, in which, now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go big butt deep with a bottle of Jack.
On that same day, he recorded a video of himself reciting a poem he had written for Jackie.
Okay, anyway, the red maned deer, from me, written yesterday on the 11th, came to me while I was waking up. The red maned deer is quite an elusive, majestic creature of any forest of this planet Earth, and even of the universe. Her dazzling coat not only keeps her warm, but beautiful with sexy flair. She has eyes green, like a slice of lime. Her snout is so cute, like a bunny or a kitten, and her smile and voice, truly cute and sweet like a lute. I tracked after her for months, keeping observation and camouflage. She has an interesting family, including her birth mother and a father a step away. They treat her sadly like a Cinderella, keeping her from seeing her prince. One day, as I followed, too much of my surprise, she turns her head and looks directly at me. I hid for a short moment until she spoke, in my language very clear. Come out, my dear watcher. I have been very aware of you all these months. I've watched you as you rested and dined out the forest fruits. Please come closer, stroke my coat and mane. Allow me to admire your face, close to mine. I approached with erect elation, her coat smooth as silk, her mane brushing my fingers like a spring breeze. I looked into her eyes, and she to mine. Entranced with her temptation and beauty, I was truly surprised when she kissed me deep. Damn. And then I kissed her back, and we made truest sweet love. This was in fact not an act of bestiality, for you see, the red-maned deer I have been communicating with and tracking is really my womanly sweetheart named Jacqueline Rami. I love you.
Why give away her full name? I know it's a troll, but why give away her
Chris's
full
recent
name?
reemergence back into the internet
Has he
spotlight,
not learned?
trolls and
It was
Autism
probably
looked
a
like they were
private
experiencing a return of old norms. Yet another sweetheart saga, alongside another ploy to defeat the trolls. But little did anyone know, his colorful online presence would be suddenly cut short by a tragic event that would drastically change Chris's life.
Bob dies in the next one.
Yep.
Yep. Alright. Shit. That was crazy. That was some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to do another stream later tonight, but I think I'm going to wrap this one up. If you're free later tonight, you can join with me and Shabriksky if you want.
Yeah, I'll see if I'm around. I might be working later tonight, but
all right.
If I get free, I'll let you know.
All right. All right, I'll see all you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
See you guys.